The SEO world is a lot like the real world. Everyone's got an opinion and it can be hard to figure out what's actually worth the time. Here at Search Royals, we'll take a good experiment over armchair theorizing any day. That's why we invited today's guest, Jesper Nissen, who's been working with SEO, links, and automation for well over a decade. Unlike the just trust me bro SEOs out there, he's got a master's in physics and an evidence-first mindset. In other words, he tests, measures, and proves what actually works. In this episode of The Crawl, we're breaking down how you can leverage social media posting for SEO, Parasite SEO tactics that actually move the needle, and how old school black hat tricks have been making a comeback thanks to AI. Let's get into it.
I know you have been exploring Parasite SEO for a while now and pushing this narrative, this method a bit. What have you seen out there that's maybe new or effective?
So actually, the most effective Parasite SEO method that I discovered, I think it was only actually last month, is already gone again. But the Claude AI, Anthropic's AI. So Claude AI, you can actually create these free standalone web pages called artifacts. And I discovered last month that when you create such a Claude artifact, it can actually rank on page 1 within 5 hours. It can actually rank it, or it could rank number 1 within 5 hours. I have no idea why. It's just one of those things that just happens. Then I made a webinar about that, and I made a video that went viral, and already they fixed it.
Yeah, of course. Is that kind of like the same thing that happened with the ChatGPT at some point, where you could index custom GPTs? It's kind of the same thing, right? In some sense, or is it?
Yeah, I think it. I'm not sure why it works so well. The topic of Parasite SEO, what we are talking about today, Parasite SEO is effective because these root domains has this immense domain authority. That's why it works so well. And with regards to Claude AI, they structured the content in the manner that these artifacts, these standalone pages, got in a folder called artifacts or public, something like that. So it wasn't on a subdomain, it was actually on the root domain. And it indexed. And because of the domain authority and because of the few amount of pages that were there, it just worked extremely well.
Oh, so the fact that there might have been not that many artifacts could have helped in the sense that
I think that when I discovered it, I only think that there were perhaps 2,000 artifact pages published, and then I discovered it, and then it just exploded. And then a month went, and then they fixed it.
Yeah, because probably everyone saw it, and then everyone tried it, and then all of a sudden you had 200,000 artifacts being live.
Yeah, you can go into Ahref if people are watching. You can go into Ahref and then inspect the Claude AI domain, and then you can see that the date of my webinar and the date of my video about it, and you can see the graph with the published pages.
Oh yeah. And then now it probably just went down again.
And then now it goes down.
That's fine, because I remember when OpenAI did the same thing, that they were you can take your custom GPTs and they will be public and they will be indexed as well. Then it was live like a couple of weeks. Everyone was like, we're gonna do it fast, do it now, because you can index pretty fast for it. And then they closed the hole again. But I also feel like that's just the SEO world right now. Like, you have a lot of new things popping up. They have a limited time life, like a lifespan, and then get closed again, these companies.
Exactly. So what I'm working on now, I'm actually working on two separate tracks. I'm investigating social media profiles for Parasite SEO, and then I'm investigating a lot of these AI properties, these AI platforms. So I discovered that there's a platform called Quen AI. Have you heard about that? Quen?
Yeah.
QWEN, Quen AI. So Quen AI and Manus AI and Bolt, and these are the three that ranks well. So Quen AI pages, you can create these pages. Also actually Perplexity, you can create these pages that also rank within 24 hours. Not as well as the Claude artifacts, but they also rank well. So Quen AI and Manus AI, and also the Chinese AI. That's what I'm investigating right now. But also social media, because the company that owns Facebook, Meta, they own Facebook, they own Instagram, they own Threads, their own social media platform. I think it was 2 or 3 months ago they changed their indexing standards, so now all their posts can actually index. And that's what I'm seeing now. I saw it also last month. Is that a Facebook page ranking on page 1? And that's what I'm working on now. So actually it turns out that if you have a company page and you post about I'm the best plumber in Chicago or something like that, or who is the best plumber in Chicago, and that's the first sentence in your post on your company page in Facebook, this post can index and rank on page 1 for that keyword.
So basically kind of the same thing where you can add things to a subfolder as the Claude artifacts, and then now it's just Instagram and Facebook. Because I saw the thing about Threads, but Threads are different because it's more bits, right?
Well, Threads is Facebook's or Meta's attempt to create a platform like X, Twitter X.
Yeah.
So Threads is kind of like these mini posts that you create and then you publish. So you have this long, page with like Twitter actually, with all these tweets. They call them threads. So that's what it is. But the thing is with these threads, they can also index, because it turns out that each time you post on Threads, you get a unique URL. And this URL can be indexed, and you can force it to index. And there are many ways to do that. So I use indexing services like Index Me Now, Speedlinks, stuff like that. Yeah. Or you can also actually, that's what I do sometimes. I post something on Facebook, I post something on Instagram, I post something on Threads, and then I take these URLs and then I create an article in X. So if you have a premium subscription in X like I have, then you get access to post long form articles.
Yeah.
And then I insert these links.
Yeah.
And then I post, and then they get indexed also sometimes.
Yeah, of course. Because I know I've explored some of these strategies as well, but it's more bit.ly and stuff like that, where you can create these small. Usually used in Instagram, like link in bio, and then you land on a page that has 5-6 different links, and then you can like cross-link between those as well. Yeah. Just for the sake of getting them indexed faster. When you use Twitter, it's more that Twitter X has a lot of content they want to push, so they usually get crawled more, I guess, or indexed faster. Because I've seen the same thing, but I think it was LinkedIn Pulse, the articles. They had kind of the same thing for a while, and then just got cut off entirely. Yeah.
So the thing is with LinkedIn Pulse and Medium, and there's also a social media platform called Substack, if you've heard of that. Yeah. So, but LinkedIn Pulse got totally 100% abused by the spam bros. And I also used it. So the thing is that Google and LinkedIn could see this, that it got abused. So they changed their, I think that actually they put in perhaps no index in the code of the LinkedIn Pulse articles. So it's not really something that you can use anymore. But I did discover that normal LinkedIn posts, they get indexed now. Yeah. So LinkedIn Pulse, no good. Normal LinkedIn post, very good.
And then also you're limited by characters, instead of you can post 2,000 words about the one keyword you want to rank for.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think it's a fun playground to be in, because you have to be fast. You have to find them quickly before they get abused. Yeah. I think I've seen this for European EU sites that has forms where you can post I want an investment. Yeah. And then within a week the spam bros just took over the site, published everything, ranked for everything, and then they were oh, something happened here, and then closed it down again. But don't you think that these kind of methods are more ruining the internet rather than being a good way for the internet, or actually creating content?
Totally. I 100% agree. And on my own LinkedIn Pulse, when I used LinkedIn Pulse to create articles only meant to be ranking, of course I was, in a sense, spamming and ruining my own LinkedIn article. I didn't create a lot of LinkedIn Pulse articles, but I did create LinkedIn articles only meant for ranking, and that's not the way it was meant to be. I totally agree.
And then it's the ethics between, okay, we want to run a business and create some value and stuff like that, and maybe sometimes treat like the platforms as they're meant to be used.
Yeah, but so my interest when I'm doing these experiments, I have a deep interest in SEO testing. So that's my main driving ambition. I'm using it for my own pleasure, for my own interest, and also for my own properties. So when I find something that I think seems to be working very well, like the Claude artifacts, like the Perplexity pages and Manus AI and Quen and Facebook posts, I use it in a so-called white hat manner for my own companies, for my own pages. So, for example, Schema Writer, my schema platform. So this Schema Writer has a Facebook page. So then I create posts about that. I create Facebook pages or Facebook posts. I create Instagram posts and Threads posts. So I use it in a white hat manner.
Yeah,
Without spamming, so to speak.
mitigating the risk in some sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, because you if you want to do and push the risk, then you also need to be aware that you can burn your own domain.
Yeah.
Instead of then get blacklisted by Google and not show up anywhere.
Yeah,
I get that, of course. Now we're gonna jump into the first of the two segments we have. We have like we call it do follow, no follow. So I'm gonna read up a statement, and then I want you to say either do follow or no follow if you agree or disagree with the statement, basically. So the first statement is, following Google's guidelines is irrelevant because any type of effective SEO work breaks them.
do follow.
You agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so do you think there's too much focus in the community to focus on Google's guidelines rather than doing the best work?
I think that Google's guidelines, so we need to remember that Google is a company. So this is a business and they own. So the search engine Google that we tend to believe is created for our pleasure is created as a business platform. So the Google guidelines are the guidelines that makes the most money for Google. And you're not evil because you're building links to your website. You're trying to create a business for you.
Yeah.
So if the Google guidelines says you cannot build links because if you're building links, it serves as a manipulation attempt to the rankings. Well, that's just how it works. I don't see a problem with that.
Fair. Because I know there's a lot of different opinions in the industry, like how far should you push it and how far it says this isn't the guideline, so you shouldn't do that. But then you should probably then you can't do SEO because everything in SEO is manipulating, pushing your rankings based on typically keywords and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So that would be against the guidelines anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah. Second one. Digital PR is overblown. Smaller DR relevant sites are still king.
Do follow, no follow. I don't know. Yeah,
Like
I think so. I will probably say a little bit with regards to do follow because digital PR. I actually tried purchasing a digital PR package from the leading British. I don't remember his name now. So
Ferry.
Ferry, and I really like Ferry, but I purchased one of the packages from his company, and I also did get some links, but I could see no effect from these links. I'm just saying it as it is. I'm not saying it to say anything negative about digital PR in general. I'm just saying that these links, they didn't move the needle at all.
Yeah,
so
fair. Yeah.
I think for me, it doesn't work.
Have you told him?
No.
Not yet. Okay.
If he's going to watch this, then he knows. Yeah.
Because it's
but it's just it's not. I'm not saying that it doesn't work for some people. I'm not saying that it's worthless because all links are good, and the more links that you get up, the better it is. But I think it's like with the Claude artifacts. The reason that the Claude artifacts work so well was because in the beginning there were so few pages. And the reason that I think that digital PR is overblown right now is because so many people are doing it. So the value of these links, it kind of like decreases. That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, and I think a lot, at least from what I've seen, a lot of them you can purchase anyway.
Yeah.
Like I think 80% of them maybe. I don't know if that number is real, but I have this assumption in my head that a lot of them you can purchase just by saying, hey, here is 1,000 euros, give me a link or whatever the price is. So it's...
Yeah.
In my head, it's more, is it worth the cost of creating those campaigns?
Yeah.
Trying to maybe get a link rather than, let's say, we purchase one, or is the context you get in?
Yeah, so the way that I'm looking at it, so if you have a budget of 5,000 euros, for example, for links for 1 month of links for a website, and you decide to go ahead to purchase a digital PR package from Ferry or one of the other guys that's offering this.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I think that $5,000 or 5,000 euros is worth more in Bazoom or one of these link building platforms.
Yeah.
I think you get more value there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Much more value, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can control it a bit more, and you can predict it maybe a bit more because you know what you're getting rather than creating a campaign and then hoping to get 20 mentions.
Exactly. Yeah.
Third one, Parasite SEO is only for black hats.
No follow.
And why?
No follow because the way that the algorithm works now is that it favors actually social media and user-generated content. So platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Pinterest, that we didn't even mention yet. So all of these platforms, when you post, it ranks. It might not rank on page 1, but it still ranks. And especially with YouTube videos, with Facebook pages, and with X articles, Twitter articles, they rank on page 1 very easily. So, yeah, totally white hat.
So it should be just let's say for everyone to use as a, let's say, a broader scope rather than just focus on your own website in a marketing sense.
Yeah. So last year and the year before that, there was a lot of talk about this. This Indian website, Times of India, I think it's called. Charles Float also talked about this website. And the thing is with this, and also Forbes, the American publisher. So if you posted an article on Forbes of Times of India, on one of these large websites that you can purchase an article for $300, it ranked on page 1, almost no matter what keyword it was. And that type of parasite SEO is obviously black hat, if you want to talk about white hat, black hats.
Yeah.
It's obviously not something that Google is liking to see in their search engine. But social media posts, that's totally relevant for your business. So yeah.
You should probably push that a bit more, just a bit more,
Yeah.
And then the last one, local citations are more important than backlinks for local SEO. So let's say citations that might not have the actual Ahrefs link in it, but not just a citation or mention, the whole NAPs.
I would probably say a little bit of do follow on that question, because with regards to local citations, so local SEO is a little bit different than national SEO and affiliate SEO, because with regards to local SEO, you can get away with getting fewer links if it's locally relevant links. So it could be the local chamber of commerce or local sports club or local, I don't know, some club, some local events.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing with regards to local SEO actually is I'm using a tool called Mangools, and then I'm reverse engineering all of the links. So what I'm doing is I'm going into Google, I'm searching for my keyword. It could be, again, best plumber in Chicago, just as an example. And then I'm taking the top 10 websites, and then I'm investigating all of these URLs in Mangools to see the backlinks pointing to that specific URL. I'm extracting all of these links into a spreadsheet, and then I'm trying to build all of these links. So for local SEO. And it's extremely effective doing it that way.
How does, just to follow up on a small bit, how does Mangool differ from, let's say, Ahrefs and Semrush then? So
Mangools uses, I think actually they use the Mars database for links, if you know about Mars.
Yeah.
So Ahrefs, they have something called domain rating. Yeah. And Moz has something called domain authority. So domain rating and domain authority is just two versions of the same thing.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only way that they differ. I just like Mangools because they have this nice, neat little window or Google Chrome plugin.
Yeah.
So that's why I like it. Yeah.
Because I know there's also, I've had a lot of discussion between, like, do you want to use Ahrefs DR? Do you want to use Semrush's AS authority score?
Yeah, authority score.
Or I think, is it Moz that also has, what's it called, Trust Flow?
No, that's Majestic.
That's Majestic, sorry.
They
of
have
course.
the trust flow and
Yeah.
citation flow. Yeah.
And then you had the whole discussion like which one is best, which one can be manipulated, and because for me at the moment I favor way more towards SEMrush and their authority score.
Okay.
But I think that's mostly because it's based. They also take traffic into account.
Yeah.
Whereas Ahrefs' domain rating is purely links.
Yeah.
So you can manipulate it quite easily and get a DR50 within a month with a Fiverr package.
Yeah.
1,000 links. Go push it. But I just, it's always fun to hear because in Denmark, Ahrefs is probably the most common one. SEMrush is probably number 2, and then you have Moz, Majestic, Mangools as those. You have to be kind of a specialist or maybe act in different markets, not the Danish one, to actually use them. So it's great to hear that you actually use other tools as well. When you say also if you are in the American market more.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna go back on talking a little about the things you do on a daily basis. Because I know you test a lot. You've already said you test a lot. You love to test a lot. Other than trying to find new things that work, why is it important to you to test a lot? Because I know you also have a scientific background. Does that make any difference when you come from a scientific background and then getting into SEO and the whole testing thing and setting things up, experience?
So I have a scientific background. I used to study physics at the University of Copenhagen. So I have a master's degree in theoretical physics, quantum physics. And so I have a strong bias towards the scientific way of thinking.
Yeah.
And I think it was 5 or 6 years ago, I saw an article from Kyle Roof where he talked about his lorem ipsum. So Kyle Roof, the American SEO, he could rank a page in Google with only lorem ipsum text, this Latin text. And then the only thing that he did was he inserted the keyword that he wants to rank for in specific places in this page. And the way that he figured out how to do that was by single variable testing in Google.
Yeah.
So publish 5 identical pages, but only change one thing in each page. So you know what's working and what's not working. And that really appealed to me, the way of doing SEO testing. So that's what that's what I began to do once I discovered his way of thinking, and just really appeals to me. And isolating what works and what doesn't work, because when you're talking to SEO experts around the world and in Denmark, a lot of people, they have an opinion of what works, but it's not necessarily based on testing. Or knowledge or experience, but they do have an opinion.
But I guess that's one of the hardest thing to do in the SEO world, where you want to keep everything the same except one thing, because there's a lot of things you can control. Like how do you go about that? Because I know when I do testing myself, I usually try to say, okay, I stop everything technical and I stop everything content-wise, and then I want to test one off-page scenario or something like that, and test that. But it's really hard to still control everything else.
I think it's extremely difficult these days to test just one variable, because there are so many things. If you are in a real life scenario, and we're not talking about testing keywords, but we're talking about actual keywords that you want to rank for, payday loan or best plumber or something that's actually a real life keyword, you can't really anymore do single variable testing, because Google changed so many things in the algorithm to kind of like not allow us to do single variable testing. So it's the way that I approach SEO testing today is I have some blog posts that have been indexed and ranked for some months. And so I publish some blog posts and then I just leave them and let Google index them. And then they stay there for some months. And then I go back and perform my testing. It could be link building. It could be inserting entities into headers. It could be adding some more topics. It could be anything, just what I want to try to achieve. And that's how I approach testing today. So it's not single variable testing per se, because it's impossible.
It's trying to maybe control as much as possible.
So one of the things that I'm trying to do is I'm trying at the moment to see, but how much does entities affect ranking, and how much does schema markup affect ranking, because I have this platform Schema Writer. So that's what I'm doing. I have a series of, you could call it PPN sites, that I purchased last year, and then I set up these PPN sites with pure AI content, and nobody knows about them except for me. And then I published, let's say, 50 or 100 articles, and then I have a lot of articles to test on.
Yeah.
So that's how I do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that approach. I usually say when people are like, I want to learn more about SEO, I'm always saying create a test environment where you can do stuff, maybe even create 2, 3, 4 websites. I think I have 7 right now where I have different, let's say, approaches. So some are information based, some are e-commerce, some are affiliate, and like, so I have a lot of different places to test things as well. Because I love that approach, because you need to test to actually find out what is right and wrong.
Yeah.
Because as you said, SEO is a very much, I usually call it religion-based industry. I think this, I believe in this, I think that, whatever. Then you can have the discussions, but there's not a lot of people who actually have proof in some sense.
No. Exactly.
That's also why I want to go back to your projects, because I also know you have Yext, where you do, we call it cloud stacking, right?
Yeah.
So has that come from a test you've done in the past, and then you found that something worked?
Oh yeah. So I think it was 6-7 years ago, I heard about this cloud links method, where you could create a static HTML page, upload it to a subdomain on Google on Amazon Cloud or Google Cloud, and then insert your own content and then a do-follow link to something that you want to rank. So I decided to try that on my agency website. So I created one Amazon page with some text that I just wrote, was before AI, so I had to write the text. And then one link to my web page. And within 2 or 3 days, something like that, it jumped from page 3 to the top of page 1 from one link.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
And so that was 6 or 7 years ago. And then I thought, okay, there is something here that probably not many in the world they know about. So I just started to kind of like start doing that more. And then the problem is that I had to build these static HTML pages in hand. So 4 years ago, I think it was, I started to try to build my own platform, and that's where Yext came. So I built this platform to automate this. Yeah.
But in my head, it's kind of like it's Web 2.0 links just evolved into something else. Because you have like you can create a static page on WordPress as well that will sit on the WordPress domain. But this just seemed like you created on new platforms instead. Because the whole Web 2.0, I think that's a couple of years ago. That was the new hot thing where you just create your same site but basically on another domain.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a lot of them out there. Like how does this differ? Is it just because it's different domains that's bigger, or maybe they're not utilized as much?
So with regards to the Amazon domain, it's totally utilized now because partly also because of Yext, but there are also other platforms to build these links. But the Amazon platform is totally utilized, but also Google Cloud and Microsoft Azure. But they are still working, not as well as they used to 6 years ago, of course, but they are still working. But the difference between the WordPress platforms, the Web 2 platforms like WordPress and Wix and what have you, and then the Google Cloud and Amazon Cloud and all of these is that the Google Cloud and the Amazon Cloud were not designed as with the intention of building websites. They were designed with the intention of hosting public material. And SEO people like me thought, well, public material could be a website. Yeah. And then the thing is, if it's public, it can be indexed. So that's the idea that us SEO people we got. So it wasn't built with the intention of website. That's just, it also works as websites.
Yeah, for sure.
And the thing is, we have in Yext we have I think 22 platforms now, like GitHub, Cloudflare, Vercel, Netlify, Backblaze, OVH cloud, a lot of clouds. Yeah, of so and you can put anything in these static HTML pages. You could put your text, you can put your Google Maps embeds, you can put links to your Facebook pages, Facebook posts. So that's what we're actually doing. Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting, but I love a new take that kind of works with let's say where people might not have thought that it would make sense.
Yeah.
But it's like it's only things you discover when you kind of like really nerd out the details and like go a step back and say, okay, does it make sense? Why is it getting indexed? Why is everything hosted everywhere else? Because usually, like if you put link building very simple, it's getting a link from another place.
Exactly.
Now we're gonna move on to a new segment. We call it the SEO Oscars. SE. I don't know, what do you call it even? SEO Scars.
SEO Scars. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So now we're gonna move on to the next segment. We call it SEO Scars. So
Yeah.
basically the Oscars for SEO. I want just you to just say what pops on your mind, like immediately. No overthinking, just a quick answer if you can, as much as possible, because I know usually you overthink it as well. But the first one I'm gonna say here is I want you to give an award to the most overrated LLM optimizations at the moment.
The most overrated
Yes.
LLM optimizations. Yeah, I think so. Probably even though I have Schema Writer, I would probably say Schema Markup would be overrated with regards to LLM optimization. So I haven't personally seen Schema to be a ranking factor for LLM optimization. It is a ranking factor for organic SEO, so it's indirectly a ranking factor.
Yeah.
You could say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we had that discussion actually in the last podcast, like how
Yeah.
much schema meant for
Yeah.
LLMs, and I see a lot of beliefs out there that are very different. Some say
Yeah.
it does, some say it doesn't, and then it's all about context.
Yeah.
Is it because it matters to Google, or do they actually see it?
Yeah.
Because then it's a whole different story with the whole LLM. Next one, the best industry newsletter / podcast in the SEO world.
That would probably be. So I have two I'm following. Julian Goldie is, of course, he just pumps out these AI videos now. It's his own
Yeah, yeah.
digital avatar, but I'm also following an American guy called Edward Sturm. I don't know if you've heard about him, but
Was that the guy who reposted your Claude artifacts? Yeah.
Edward Sturm, yeah, he's really good. Yeah. So you should check him out.
I've seen him a lot after I saw that post as well, because Facebook saw that I saw that video, and then they pumped up my algorithm so much.
I also saw his video, and then I discovered him, and
biggest SEO fuck up in your career?
I think I have a lot, but one of them was that I no indexed my own website.
Ooh.
So I just couldn't understand why all of my rankings dropped.
So by mistake?
Yeah, by mistake.
Oh, yeah.
I was meddling around, in the WordPress settings, and then there's a setting that you can actually no index it.
Yeah.
And just clicking, click. I wasn't very good at WordPress back then, so.
Yeah. How long did it take before you discovered it?
It actually took 3 months, I think. I couldn't believe what is going on here. No leads, no nothing, no traffic. Yeah. So yeah.
I've seen it on client websites where they create like a new website and then they forgot to take the no index off when they launched the new page. But that's a big one. The most annoying LinkedIn trend at the moment.
The most annoying LinkedIn trend and Facebook trend is these extremely long posts that is obviously AI generated with one line, one sentence, one line, one sentence, one line, one sentence, one line. 500 sentences about some topic. It's just annoying. It's just, I don't know why. Why would you post clearly, obviously AI generated content on your own profile? I don't get that.
The fun thing is I actually post a bit like that, but that's because I've seen that the format works.
Yeah.
The skimming format works a bit.
Yeah.
Of course, there's something that with the whole AI and not being personal and stuff like that, that's annoying. But I guess, because it's the same with comment bait, I guess. It works, but it's so annoying when you see it too much.
Yeah. It's just starting to pop up, especially in Facebook. I didn't know yet that you did ask about LinkedIn, but especially in Facebook, it's just starting to just populate my feed. Yeah.
Yeah. The dumbest SEO myth?
That would probably be, that's against Google's guidelines. Don't do that because Google don't like that.
Probably. It doesn't work because it's
all links don't work.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. I get that so much. Yeah. Worst outreach tactic.
I think that the outreach tactic that people seem to apply to my emails is just spam. It's outreach in general, just purchasing an email list with 100,000 emails and just spamming. It's just the worst.
Oh, you also get them every week.
I get them every day, and just it doesn't work. The worst thing is actually when people spam my contact forms.
Oh yeah. I get.
So if you have an SEO website with an SEO contact form, and then you get contact form spam about, have you considered reselling my supplement or something like that?
Yeah, I've tried that a lot on my test sites, both in e-commerce and on like an SEO page. I was like, oh, we can rank you tomorrow. I was like, no, we can't.
No.
One trick though I've seen that if you get like link building mass outreach, ask them if they have anything for free.
Yeah.
Because then they will probably say no, and then they will never write you again.
Exactly.
It worked for me at least. And then lastly, one link building strategy to watch or to try out in 2026.
Totally social media posting.
Yeah.
Totally. And that could be one of the myths that people claim doesn't work. Links from social media, but they totally work. So that's what I would try.
Yeah. And then expand that cross posting a bit more. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now I kind of want to go a little bit back to the whole experiment thing. Have any of your experiments, or have you seen anything from your experiments that would, let's say, impact AI more? So AI overviews, Chat, GPT, Claude, and stuff like that, getting mentions, not just with the, let's say, the classic SEO hat on, but have you seen anything like from the AI LLM sides with your experiments?
In link building?
Yeah, just in your experiment in general, have you seen any impact over there as well?
Well, no, not really. Not with the things that I'm doing. No. So it's not something that I'm focusing on right now, because when you're looking at the search traffic that you get from Google and Bing and the traditional search engines, and then you're looking at the traffic that you're getting from ChatGPT and Perplexity, and when you're comparing, it's very obvious that it's still the search engines that matter.
Yeah, of course.
So but it's not something that I'm not right now focusing on. So no, not really.
So you might not even track it, look for it, because it's not the focus. Like
no, it's not what I'm focusing on right now. No,
that makes sense. Yeah, of course, because I've seen a lot of these do digital PR, do mass press releases, and then you can affect SEO, but you will also affect AI, LLM getting mentioned over there. But it's kind of like, I hear this a lot. There's a lot of people who are like, either they're, okay, we're going to do an enormous focus on GEO, or, focus on AIs and optimizing over there, or they're going to be like, it's the same thing. It's just SEO.
Yeah.
Like, where do you stand in that?
I stand it's the same thing. It's just SEO, because we know that ChatGPT and Perplexity and the large language models, they do have their knowledge base. So they have their training data. That's what they're trained on. But we also know that they do live searches in Google and Bing. So they do live search in the background. And if you're ranking high in Google, then you're getting cited in the AI engines when they're doing the live search. So that's what we know. That's how they work right now. So, I mean, if you want to get cited in the AI engines, you need to rank high in Google and or Bing. Yep. So that's SEO. So that's good content, that's high quality links, and that's a lot of links.
And then having a site that can actually be found.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the basic pillars we have always seen. Have you seen, like, you've been in the game for a lot of years. Have you seen some of the same old tactics that people are trying again now? Because I think it was last week I saw someone who tried testing, white on white text again. Yeah. As a trick, like try to trick these LLMs and AI.
Yeah, I've heard of and I've seen people experimenting with old-fashioned SEO spamming techniques like white text with white background, and then there's a new spamming technique where you actually insert prompts in your content, and you can actually hide the prompts in the HTML. So, and that kind of like forces when the LLMs then they scrape your website, you can force them to actually do something. good or bad.
Yeah, because I've seen a version of that at some point where they put up in the beginning of an article, you can say like, summarize this article for me, and then they put in a standard ChatGPT link, and then with the URL to the page, so that you could kind of make people force ChatGPT to read the page, and then hopefully getting like into the content they have.
Yeah.
Do you have any new experiments in the pipe for the next year? Like, have you seen the like bits of something that you want to test out that you haven't gone to yet? Like, gotten to yet?
I have. Yeah.
Do you have like a backlog of experiments you want to do?
Yeah, I do. I have a specific experiment that I actually thought of just before coming here today, and that relates to a specific way of using press releases. I can't go into it in detail, but I certainly do. Yeah.
I can't wait to hear more about that then. Yeah. And when you have some, let's say, some data and some testing, and you probably, because you usually, I guess at some point it will come public, and you will show, okay, this maybe it isn't this, or it will become a product.
Yeah. Specifically, I'm wondering how can you actually combine press releases with posting on social media, and possibly also the cloud links, but the coupling of social media posting with press releases. And I'm not talking about an actual press release. I'm talking about an SEO press release, $5 from, $5 press release from Fiverr. Yeah. Something like that people can actually afford. Yeah. So that's what I'm looking at now.
That's interesting. And I think that would be the note we're going to end on today. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the talk. It's been really interesting. And I always love to get like different views from the industry, because as we talked about earlier, there's a lot of opinions and religion, and just the fact that you're testing so much and trying to put it in a more scientific context as much as possible, it's just great to see, because then you can actually get some more data and, let's say, prove stuff. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.